session, we are going to learn about the technology and communication, what type of technologies, what softwares to be used to communicate, and for the presentation as well. So let's begin with that. It is not working. All right, let's begin with the technology and communication. So, technology has become a very has played a very significant role behind the digital transformation of businesses across the many industries, companies, firms, and as well as the various sectors. When we talk about the artificial intelligence and the automation technologies in respect of the data collection, in respect of the data analyzing, and the cloud computing, businesses involved in a various you can say operation which always increases efficiency and gain a very competitive advantage in the particular market or sectors. In come up to the technology, there are plenty of the e-commerce platforms which have also redefined the retail experiences, the digital marketing strategies, which also being revolutionized that how the companies reach and engage with the customers. So when we talk about the integration of the business, you can say with respect to technology, it's a very significant trend, and ultimately it helps to reshape a traditional models into an innovative approaches and models that turn into an entrepreneurship. So technologies plays a very significant role in the digital transformation of the business across various sectors. So here we can turn up to the distinguish between the internet, intranet and extranet. So when we talk about the type in internet, it's a public type of internet, and in intranet and extranet is a private. When we talk about the intranet, we talk about the offices, the net will use with offices, that is a secured one, that is called intranet. And internet is for the public use where there is no security, data security is involved, and of course the large network area is involved in that. So type is public is the internet, private is the intranet, and extranet is also the private one. So when we talk about the objectives, information sharing across the globe is called the internet. Information is to be shared between the staffs and the employees or the employers or the subordinates. We talk about the intranet, and extranet is all about the information sharing between different organizations is called the extranet. When we talk about the position, internet is none of the involved in it, and either the company or the organization has a responsibility to about the ownership in this particular category and of the communication. When we talk about the internet, it is a single organization or a company involved in it. In extranet is by a single and multiple organizations where the different organizations are involved and they have an ownership to use and to give a control to someone who can use this type of technology. When we talk about the accessibility, anyone can use internet. Staff and employees are always involved in it. Extranet is a limited access by some other organizations. When we talk about the data security, it's not secured. When we talk about intranet, it is secure, and extranet, it is secure because here we are talking about the staff and employees are involved. The organizations are involved in it, and that's why there is a security is always being considered and focused on the data to secure, and the company data is always secure when we then that is the main reason under there uses the internet and external technology. When we talk about the network area, internet is we're having a large network area, intranet and the extranet having a small network area where their staff, their you can say limited people or the group of persons are involved in it. When we talk about the network area, the internet is a large network area and rest are the small. When we talk about the authentication, the internet is not you can say authenticate by a you can say company or an organization, but when we talk about the internet is actually required authentication within the company premises, when extranet is also required authentication under the single or the multiple organizations. When we talk about the communication protocol, we talk about the TCP and the internet protocol, that all these particular types of technologies or communication, the communication protocol, the TCP and IP will be used in all of the three. So this is the main distinguish where the technology, where the network of the network of networks, that how people communicate through the online platforms, how the software is to be used through these technologies and through these networks is in play a very significant role when it comes to the information technology and communication. Now we talk about the multimedia presentations. So as it is a part of the technology where we use the softwares, where we use the different media types to look our presentation to be innovative and appealing in an extensive manner. So a multimedia presentation is another way to share information, your idea, your stories using a combination of the media types such as images, text, audio, video, and animation. So if you are making an educational presentation, you can use the videos, you can use the images, you can use the audios in your presentation, and animated characters which looks attractive and innovative. So multimedia presentation can be a more engaging and informative than the traditional presentation because they may provide a multi-sensory experience where you can listen, you can understand, and you can share your experience in front of others. And that type of presentation can be called a multimedia presentation. Multimedia presentation can be used in a variety of the purposes. It could be through education, business, entertainment, medical science, and this can be a simple PowerPoint slideshow. And in fact, you can make a more complex productions with an interactive components, narration, elimination, characters in your presentation. So this is a way that how the technology is involved into different sectors, into different parameters using the PowerPoint slides. Now we talk about that what type of softwares that a particular individual can use in a multimedia presentation. We can talk about the first software that is Foxkey, that the website is already given as foxy.com. It is an open source presentation software, which is a highly recommended for the multimedia presentation for various organizations and companies. It always the engaging of beautiful animated presentations, and in fact can make a communication more highly effective. So with the help of this software, the presentation can be designed for the most of the purposes like education, business, or any type of technology representation fashion and other sectors as well. And in fact, the more highly effective in the business presentations in the particular company. So this is the one of the which is highly recommended for the multimedia presentation. The next one is Adobe Premiere. When we talk about Adobe Premiere, it is you can see the various products are involved to buy presentations to, especially when it comes to the video type presentation. You can make up a video presentation, and the editing and the explore part is to be done in the organization by the creative teams. So any type of media can be edited in this particular native format under the software, and a promotional presentation can be made used for the film, TV, and web. So when you look up a short documentary video or a short song, when you can look up in on the YouTube, this is the particular software that can be used in the form of the video. And when we talk about the video presentation, this software is highly recommended. That is called the Adobe Premiere software. In today's scenario, this video editing software almost used by the creative teams in an organization. So if someone having a digital studio, this software will be used to edit the videos, to edit the images, and that can be used for the film, for the television, for the web blog post or the Facebook post, Instagram post, and that is called the. Now we talk about the next software, that is LevelJS. That means leveljs.com. If someone is looking any multi-touch presentation, so this app is always used for a multi-touch presentation. Then the LevelJS is a perfect example, a perfect source or a software to be used by the individuals or to be used by experienced candidates. So this tool is always helps in developing, in deploying, in measuring the interactive digital experience, and the pre-built sample tools will always make it available to develop all the animated presentations. You can include your videos, images, any type of documents, any 3D models or any maps. So if anyone would like to look up or to make or prepare a multi-touch presentations where the such an interactive digital experience to be you can say used, this particular software will be used to make up or to develop and eliminated presentations, including all of them. The next one is LibreOffice. So when we talk about LibreOffice, the website is already given, the libreoffice.org. This particular called a window-based platform where the most of the favorite parameters, segments or choices of the commercial settings and the educational purposes as well. So this particular platform is mainly used for the business and for the commercial and the educational purposes, where the individual can refer to look up the choices, the options are available to use the edited, you can say the animated images, videos, or you can say one of the options, the designs, the format is available, and anyone can use for the commercial and educational purposes. So that is called the LibreOffice software. The next one is video presentation software. So this presentation software which always helps to create a high definition of whiteboard style illuminated video presentation, those for those candidates, for those individuals who don't have any knowledge of design or any technical acumen or technical knowledge or awareness regarding how to present your videos in the public platform. So this software is really useful when you are covered up a wide board style illumination videos, when you cover up a high defined video presentation without any knowledge of design or any technical optimalities. So this particular software would be very useful for those candidates who are mainly looking up the illuminated video presentation, who have no knowledge or awareness or any technical knowledge at how to make up and how to use the video presentation. So this software will always help to those candidates and to prepare a good, well-defined, illuminated video presentations for any of the purposes, as whether for commercial purposes, or business, and educational purposes. Now we talk about what is information and communication technology. So when we talk about ICT, it is a use of, you can say, communicating. It is a use on online basis. It is also a use of computing, any technology systems or any of the tools to facilitate the way of information is to be created, is to be collected, is a processed or transmitted and stored. When we talk about the information parameters and how the information is to be created, how the information is to be collected, how the information is processed, transmitted, and stored, it always through the use of the technologies. Either it's relating to the telecommunication technologies, others relating to the computing technologies and systems and tools through which whatever the information is to be processed, created, recorded, it could be done through these technologies. So when we talk about what type of technologies involved in it, we talk about the computing technologies like servers, laptop computers, software application, wired or wireless communication technology that supports the telephones, the internet, intranet, extranet things, and the metaverse where the meta's technologies is to be used. The ultimately purpose of this particular ICT is to improve or to secure the data and information and make human to human, make human to machines and machine to machine communication, which is more efficient and more easier to the public. When we talk about the infrastructure and the legal components which will be used through this communication, whether it will be a long or a short distances, the information technology or the telecommunication technology, cloud computing services is always be useful, always support their use, and of course the governance policy are always involved in it. That mainly support to use such services into their workplace. So this is all about the information and communication technology. Next one is importance, that ITC is used in various sectors. That what are those sectors? So these are those sectors. The first one is communication. ICT is always ensures people to communicate, to share information, their ideas across different locations, international times, national times, using the different digital platforms. It could be through video conference, it could be through email, social media, any instant messaging systems. So it will be easier for the people to interact, to connect with the family, to connect with the friends or colleagues. Let's take an example. If a student went to study their master's education or the PhD level to any of the international universities, so the students would easily connect to their family, to their friends, to their relatives. It's through information communication, and technology. So this is all about the global collaboration and remote working across the international boundaries. So it could be done through the ICT only. The next one is education. So when we talk about education has transformed the education sector by making it possible for the students. So ICT is always help to the students to assess the educational resources through the online platform, how they participate through the e-learning process. You can come up and take this real example that I am teaching through the you can see video conferencing to all of the students. This is also a part of the ICT in education, and it always extending the access to education for those people who are living in a very underdeveloped areas or the rural areas or the semi-urban areas or the urban areas or to those areas who have a very limited access to reach out to a e-learning programs. And it always gives it a new opportunities to everyone to have a lifelong learning and to have their professional development and growth. When we talk about the next important, that is business, that information and communication technology is always play a very significant roles by providing the tools for how to manage a data, how to communicate, how to secure the transactions, how to do an online marketing, what should be the e-commerce platforms, what would be the remote work available to do. So everything the IT, ICT made it easier for all those businesses that how to reach their consumers and the partners all around the world. That means to streamline all of the business operation and increasing the efficiency and productivity among it. So that is also the ICT is also plays a very significant role in the business as well. Now we talk about the ICT is also play a very critical role in promoting social and economic development by pushing up or creating a new job opportunities and promoting entrepreneurship and empowering people with access to information and services. And such type of positive impact on the developing countries will help to promote their digital divisions, to promote their inclusive growth and development, and always helps to think about for the welfare of the people that how they can push up or create a jobs opportunities to all of the uh, people in that particular country. So this is a way that how ICT helps in the social and economic development. So when we talk about the innovation, so ICT is always you can say an innovative force behind in many fields like medicine, science, and engineering. So it provides the tools for data analysis, for modeling, simulation, statistical techniques, and through the research and development process um, that in these particular sectors, that is medicine, science, and engineering, any new solution will always enable and develop of the various issues which exist in these sectors, and whatever the challenges involved in it, it always helps to get a solution just with the help of ICT. Next one is entertainment. So it always play a very positive and negative impact on those people who always spend their time in the entertainment only. So it offers ICTs offer the various ways of entertainment and leisure activities. It always they give an access to watch movies and visit cinemas, listen to music, which can be only accessed and you can watch your favorite movies on on through the ICT like Netflix, you can say Amazon videos, you can look up iTunes music, you can listen up, and you're directly connected from the internet. So everything is available on the internet, and that is the main reason that how the distinguish between these three concepts, that is internet, intranet, and extranet, is to be taught, as this is also a part of the telecommunication technologies. So this technology is also add more interactive technologies to TV shows. And now there are so advanced technologies come up in terms of digital cameras, printers, scanners. So even if a particular student wants to scan their education certificate and adopt, you can say scanner, there's also a software which also you can download from it and easily scan all of the documents and enable more people to experience any image production or any image improvement to develop graphic interfaces. Next one is medical science. Medical devices and modern equipment is always being developed or redeveloped or repaired by the use of ICT only. It always involved in the use of devices or whatever the resources involved which are needed to improve the health and biometric systems. So if you look any of the, you can see the new technologies involved related to the scanning of a whole body, that is PT scanner, MRI scanner, robotic tools, surgical advancement, robotic arms is all a part of the ICT, which always have a major advancement in the medical science, and it could be done through ICT only. Even the surgery is also to be done through the robotic techniques under the observation, under the supervision of the expertise doctors in the relevant fields. So it could be done through the ICT only. The next one is finance. So when we talk about the finance, the ICT is used by various financial institutions or companies which are mainly deals with the trade, any report, any business earnings, and also keep up to records of any of the daily transactions or any of the business budgets or any of the personal budgets as well. So it always helps to secure the financial data. It always gives that with this come up. It always gives or come up with the strategic or innovative solutions to all those financial services companies. And even the new tools is also being developed through this technology, which always helps to the consumers in the banking sector, in the insurance sector. If you look up, if you want to buy a new policy, life insurance policy, go to online, internet, and just buy using up the software company, insurance software company website or through the internet, and you can easily fill up the form and just buy a policy within a minutes. And it could be, and the payments could be done through the electronic transfer of money, use of credit cards. You can use any e-commerce platforms could be used, so that but you can see everything is to be done in a minutes or seconds. And of course, when it comes to the finance sector, the ICT always helps in dealing up with the security concern and legal issues. The next concept is political and military aspects. So when we talk about political and military aspects, the information technology in politics and the military is always plays a very important role in terms of power, in terms of dominance of the state. The major countries always use the advanced or more innovative technologies or communication technologies to obtain the information about the enemy. Is one of the example is Osama bin Laden killing case by the US. So this is all about it could be, and how it has been captured is through the advanced communication technology which already exists in the USA. So this is how The ICTs always helps in political and military aspects as well. And whatever the amount of information that is available through using of the ICT is actually a serious weapon for all those countries, and it could be destroyed within a minutes. So in a military, when it comes to the military, the encrypted information is one of the fundamental powers of the state. So it is a secured information through the codings which cannot be, you can say, hacked by the hackers within a minute. So this is how the ICT is helped in such particular aspects. Now we talk about the virtual meetings, that what is exactly the virtual meeting, that is also a part of the ICT. So virtual meeting is when a particular group of people, a group of persons who connect simultaneously online for the work purpose in regards without any physical locations to visit, as more and more the people who are working in the remote areas, the virtual meetings are always helpful for all those team members to communicate. They can share their knowledge, they can prepare their strategies, how the work is to be done. That is called the virtual meetings. Now we talk about the different types of virtual meetings. The first one is teleconferencing. It refers the use of telecommunication channels such as internet, telephone, any type of networks, that how they will connect to the different people on national international timing in respect of the location. It always used in a telehealth industry, for example. If you look up that the doctor is not available, you cannot reach to the time to the hospital if you have any kind of pain or any kind of fever, then you immediately connect to the teleconference with the doctor, or by taking up an appointment and just tell us the scenario of your health status, and accordingly the doctor prescribe the medicines through online, and accordingly you buy the medicines and just take in according to the schedule which has been prescribed by the doctor. What is all about, it's through, it all is to be done through the teleconference technology, and mostly it is used in the industry. If you go to the clinic, if the doctor is not available, and if available through the conferences, teleconferences, or to the video conference, it could be very helpful with that. Now we talk about the video conferencing. Video conferencing, when two or more people use virtual meeting softwares with the video capabilities to meet online. So it is a software where the two or more people, you can have a video meetings online. So this particular type is more useful when we have a one-to-one communication or discussion or any collaborative working meeting with a very smaller groups, and that video conferencing is very helpful. So if you look up the very international organization of video conferencing, is always helpful to look up that what people are actually working, how, what, just look up the report card of every month of the employee to discuss that how much the progress this his or her employee has been done. So this is all about to be, this is also one of the ideal approach when it comes to the virtual meetings. The next one is web conferencing. When we talk about the web conferencing, refers to a very larger meetings on a very large scale, of webinars or conferences using an internet connections. So web conferencing is always a group focus. We talk about the educational national conferences, international conferences, where all of the people around the world join that presentations, join that webinar or conferences web conferences, which is mostly ideal for the posters presentation, which is mostly ideal for the online presentation, onboarding, or any type of training-based project that could be done through the web conferencing. So video and teleconferencing is only done on a very, you can say, smaller meetings, smaller groups are involved, even the single or the smaller groups of people. A smaller group of people are always involved in teleconferencing and video conferencing as well. Now we talk about the benefits of virtual meetings. So the first benefit is you can connect instantly with your colleagues or any of the officials or peers all over the world. You can discuss whatever you would like to regarding your business meetings, regarding your sales meetings, regarding any educational meetings, and so that you can reach out to different, if you talk about the educational meeting, you can reach out to different students from different countries. You can reach out to the potential customers from different countries, and accordingly you can increase your sales through such meetings. Now we talk about the next benefit is you can join meetings on the go from all mobile phones. If you are having a mobile phone, smartphone, you can join meetings by one click access. So the best virtual meeting technologies always combine various collaboration tools like Slack to help you track that where you are exactly in meetings and you are already communicating with the attendees as well. The next one is use space efficiently and reduce the office cost. So when we talk about the virtual meeting, you can easily use your space efficiently and how to reduce the office cost, because through the virtual meeting there is no cost involved in it except the internet cost. So small business actually using this particular virtual meetings in a very more effective way, and it is a very cost effective and quickly work when you are working in a very remote areas. So you wouldn't sacrifice your collaboration opportunities either. You can set up a virtual meeting room. You can start sharing ideas with all of the people who belong to different countries. So that is the one of the main benefit of the virtual meeting, that you can share your information, ideas with anyone from another world. So you don't need to sacrifice any collaboration opportunities, that you can merge your office or your cabin with the virtual meetings rooms. There is no need. You don't need to sacrifice. You can sit in your cabin and you can begin your virtual meetings with different people and discuss your ideas with them. The next benefit is you can engage your team with the visual elements like graphics, GIF, and video clips. You can, if there is a festive season is going on, the Shara, Diwali, always we used to send a GIF videos or the wishes to our friends, relatives. So this is also a part of the ICT, and using the interactive tool like polls, chat tags, and question and answers will always keep your team alert. And that could be done through virtual meetings only. So you can play up a games through visuals, through an interaction chat regarding any topic, and how it could turn into a funny discussion that always engage with your team. Reduce accessibility barriers for attendees with additional support requirements. Virtual meetings is always doesn't require any of the physical equipments, and you just have an internet. You can easily mobilize other people to attend. Individuals, you can mobilize your individuals with communication challenges, which always contribute more easily and ultimately it can put up, you can put up a more and more questions, you can discuss more and more by using up any chat function. If you look up the Google Meet, there is a chat function is always given. So if you cannot able to speak up, just put up a question in the chat box, and if the attendees, the speaker could read and accordingly giving answers at a virtual meeting. So sometimes it will reduce the accessibility barriers with an additional support requirements as well. So in a virtual meeting, there is a chat system, there is a presentation tool, there is a chat tool is always available. So any of the tool you can utilize and put up your questions or submit your questions or answers accordingly could be done. The next one is virtual meetings always facilitate training, and whatever the issues occur with the screen sharing, it always solved through the virtual meetings. So whenever you are delivering the lectures or training, the onboard sessions to your employees or colleagues, so you can easily set up a virtual meeting automatically. It will record, and the recordings of the training manuals you can easily share to the new employees so that they will get a knowledge towards the company jobs and how the job is to be done on a particular project or a task. So this is the virtual meetings always help to facilitate training and resolve issues as well. The next one is, what are the requirements for a successful virtual meetings? The first one is choose your format. So whatever the format you will choose, there are different types of virtual meetings. Choose whether you set up a teleconference or video conference or a web conference, and accordingly you just aim up your vision, what would be all about your session and how much the total number of participants are to be involved in such meetings, that to be decided, that to be choose. So it is very important to choose your format very efficiently. The next one is that when you choose your format, when you have decided that what format the virtual meeting is to be done, that plan your resources. So whether you are planning to share your screen or deliver a presentation or play an animated videos or any social video clips, so accordingly your resources to be well planned, so that when it comes to a time to have a virtual meeting, it is very easy to assess to avoid any depression, any disruption or complications on the day of the meeting. So that's why plan your resources in advance. The next one is the share a meeting agenda. So whatever the virtual meeting stands for, what would be the agenda according with the respective timings, and the discussion is to be done among the employees or among the you can say officials. So that to be done, and once the agenda will get to know, the people will get to know, okay, in this timing, this agenda will be discussed, and we have to ready with the follow-up questions to be asked and accordingly record the answers. So this is a way that how to make your virtual meeting successful. So share a meeting agenda, give your meeting a structure by sharing an agenda in advance to the people or share through online, and this will help to your colleague to prepare and follow up on any of the previous session actions and make your session or make the sessions more efficient. The next one is establish meeting etiquette. When we talk, if you are not in a physical location, it's very hard to read the others' body language, and if in fact it is always open up to have a visual meetings, you can read their actions, you can read their body language by having a mute button. If you're not talking, you can observe everyone, you can understand their meetings, what they actually want to say. So it makes the things run very smoothly. It cannot lead to any of the misunderstanding or interruptions during the meetings. So in the physical meeting, it could be possible to have a misunderstanding or interruptions between each other. But when we talk about the virtual meetings, so it is very difficult to When we talk about the virtual meetings, you can use the mute button. Instead of, if you're not talking, you can observe the body language of all the participants, and it makes the things run very smooth. Then once you establish a meeting attitude, then you can do a test run. So if you are using the platform which you are not familiar with and have a plenty of you can see issues to run such app on your computer, just take a test run. That it always a good idea to practice ahead of time. So before you have any virtual meetings or you are very nervous or you don't have a habit to use a media tools or any of whatever you have planned, you are not on time. So it's better to do or to learn or take a practice test before you will have a final virtual meeting. So that is also the one of the requirement for a successful virtual meetings as well. Encourage participation. The best meetings are not just a one long interaction, one long presentation. It does also make sure that everyone is paying attention by encouraging interaction with emojis, polls, and question answers as well. So when you have an interaction with the public or interaction with the audience, it always encourages them to interact more and more possible through online. Like next is record the session and share it with the attendees after the event. So once the event gets finished and gets over, then you can use the information technologies and you can circulate the recorded video through WhatsApp, Facebook, and any of the emails links so that you can so that everyone can listen and understand and support in any way. Next one is Collect. Livestorm is a software which support all the recorded videos related to the work, related to the businesses, and accordingly they can follow up in mails and invite and include invitations or virtual meetings around. Next one is collect feedback. No matter what type of virtual meeting is, feedback is always be a must that you will get to know what would be the positive and the negative feedbacks come up by the audience regarding your meeting. So use the data, collect the data, and always keep improving every time when you are host for any of the virtual meeting in the future. Next one is analyze everything. An analyst dashboard is always, you can look up if the artificial intelligence assistant. Same here when it comes to the data analyst, an analyst dashboard assistant will always helps to analyze the participation rate, what would be the attendance time, the participation behavior across meeting, giving up the data you need to deliver more successful meetings. So when you want to make your meetings to be successful, you have to analyze everything related to the participation rates, attendance time, participation behavior across the meetings, and accordingly you can pass on the data whatever you need so that it will be more useful to give a more successful meetings as well. Now there are various platforms for the virtual meetings. The first one is chat options. So you can, if you can have a very good observation skills, you can put your inquiries into the chat box, in a group chat box. It is one of the useful instruments for them. There is a large number of participants in the workshops, in the conference where the questions cannot be taken up individually. So chat box is always very helpful when you put up a questions. The answers is to be given by the professional teams rather than individual queries. The answers to be given collectively. The next one is search or record the meeting information with the calendar. So if you forget any of the dates of the meeting, the calendar, this Google Calendar will always remind you there is an official or the virtual meeting scheduled, and it will keep a record of day-to-day activity schedule. It is one of the significant tool, a useful tool, which always ensure the participant that they will not miss any of the meetings. And this feature is always help in planning to take up the time effectively, as most of the managers in the various reputed companies always focus to schedule or to keep a record so that they will keep a reminder that they, on this day there is a meeting, virtual meeting is to be done. So this is also the one of the platform, that is the Google Calendar. The next one is the option to record the meeting. So there is another option. There is another option to record the meeting. So there are various apps where you can use up the Google meeting recorder. You can use up Instagram meeting recorder. You can talk about the YouTube record downloading options where you can, whatever the meetings is to be done through the various platforms, a recording option, there is an option is always available to record the meeting, either to the paid or unpaid premises. At various times, higher management will always keep up their recorded version of the meetings for one or the other reasons. And in such cases, the recording feature of the meetings can play a very important role in it, so that they can remind and they can learn more and more while observing the or listening the past presentations or recordings. The next one is feature to customize meeting rooms. There are some internet meeting application who always customizing the meeting rooms with the organizational needs. So this is also the one of the feature that according to the organizational needs, the internet meeting application will also permit to customize the meeting rooms as well. Next one is presence of engagement features. So there is an internet meeting tools as is also there, who always consolidate any test or any games or any applications to be used or execute for the meeting. So this extra additional benefit or the provisions also come up to an important resource while keeping up the participants who are fully involved and engaged during the meeting. So such type of activities, such type of internet meeting tools will always encourage or motivate the participants to engage into a meeting. Next one is option to modify records. So it always, when we talk about virtual meetings, is always helps to discover to meeting the device that permits to modify the reports within the group and along with the team work very progressively. So when the reports is to be maintained and there is a device on how to modify the records with the group and team up, so there is also it could be done through the visual meetings discussion as well. These are the best visual meeting softwares. It could be a Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, WebEx, GoToMeeting, Adobe Connect, BlueJeans, ClickMeeting, and Slack. So these are the virtual meeting softwares where you can use it for any of the educational purpose or any of the official or business meeting, any of the sales presentations, any of the annual journal meetings, any of the, you can say, welfare societies, associations meetings, who are always talk about the welfare of the people who reside in a society. So always these particular softwares will be used accordingly and specify conditions very well. Now this is the difference between the video and the teleconferencing. So which is also the one of the important aspect of this particular block. So teleconference is also a type of the conference that is primarily converted when it comes to the voice communication. But when we talk about the video conferencing, it always provides a video communication as well as the audio communication. So when we talk about the teleconferencing, participants can easily communicate with each other through a telephone line. But when we talk about the video conferencing, it always use a video and the audio data to each other, either through a camera or a microphone. But these two particular concepts having advantage and disadvantages as well. So when we talk about the advantages, it is the hardware requirements are low. There is no such hardware requirements in this particular type of conferencing. It is most and most cheapest, and you can say a very affordable to all of the individuals who are willing to use this particular type. It is easily accessible even the mobile phones as well. It can reach to a large geographical areas very quickly, whether it would be a remote working area, it would be the urban or semi-urban areas. But when we talk about the advantages of the video conferencing, it offers to a richer communication experience because it always involved into audio and video where the one person or speaker can interact to different people across different countries through the video communication. It is mainly used for the conferences, workshops, you can see the webinars, etc. When we talk about the video conference, one of the most important advantages, it always includes any additional informations also. You can look up the others' body language, you can look up the visual elements in the communication, how they speak up during the presentation, how they behave with the others during the presentations or during the meetings or during the video conferencing. So this is much important when we have a video conferencing where we don't get any opportunity to look up or to have a visual elements in the communication. When we talk about the video conferencing, the third main advantage, it always supports the visual materials like shared documents and slides. So if you have a presentation, a traditional presentation, through the video conferencing, you can easily present your slides, you can easily present your Adobe PDF documents to share to the audience. So that is could be done through the video conferencing as well. As both concept having the advantage and disadvantage, definitely the teleconference and the video conferencing is also having the disadvantages as well. So when we talk about the teleconferencing disadvantages, it provides only the voice communication and the visual elements and body language are absolutely missing. Interference and sound quality problems will always occur. Same in the video also, the internet connection must be of a high quality. It is more expensive. We talk about even the hardware and the software requirements are actually pertains a major need in this type of conferencing. So this is the advantages and disadvantages and exactly the conceptual meaning of the video and the teleconferencing. Now we talk about the key differences. What would be differences, the main differences between the tele and the video conferencing? Teleconferencing supports audio and video conferencing supports both audio and video. Hardware requirements. Video conferencing generally requires a high quality hardware and faster internet connection, whereas the particular in terms of teleconferencing, the hardware requirements is not required. When we talk about the cost, video conferencing is generally more costly than the teleconferencing. Then we talk about the area of use. Video conferencing is preferred in areas where visuality is important. So when we talk about the visual elements in communication is more important. It's mainly used for the professional and training sessions as well. But when we talk about the teleconferencing, on the other hand, it is more suitable for the fast and simple communication needs. When you have a friends-to-friends communication, friends-to-family communication, teleconferencing it could be used through the telephone lines or through the mobile phones or through the smartphones as well. When choosing among the remote communication tool, it is very important to choose that every type of communication tool is always depends upon the needs and the budget. So both methods are always having advantage and disadvantages as well, and each of them is trying to understand the main differences, which one is better for your own sake, for your own benefit. Instant messaging tools. So when we talk about the instant messaging is also a text-based communication tool which will be held between the two persons who are participating in the conversation on the computers, smartphones, interface chat rooms, or any other application. So instant messaging platform is generally referred to any of the messages services, any of the apps. If you look up the Yahoo Messenger, Facebook Messenger, you can look up an Instagram chat messenger, Facebook chat messengers. You can look up a tweet, any other apps which is very Snapchat you can use. So this is the platform. The instant messaging could be easily done through the online and an indication that you are available for the chat. So this is also the one of the popular workplace messaging service as well. These are the features you can use: testing, group chats, file sharing, voice or video calls. You can set up a promotional messages to attract the new clients. So if you have any new product has been implemented by the company, you can do this external communication messaging tools. You can send messages to plenty of the messages to a different consumers and clients to get to know about your new product. So messenger service is always used for by the business. New users can easily direct connect in the communication. Many messenger apps also have a bridging features which can consider revenue for the ad campaigns. Some messaging apps have unique features like bots, secret chats, super groups, facilitated to send files up to a 1.5 GB. So these are the features of the messaging tools for the external communication as well. So these are the most popular instant messaging softwares like WhatsApp, Discord, WeChat, Slack, Telegram, Skype, Flow, Brosix. So these are the apps where you can refer or type instant message to your friends and families, and accordingly you can start communicating with them. And still these apps are softwares are exist for the instant messages. Lean and rich media. So when we talk about lean media, where the communication is very simple, low cost, or easy to produce. It could be email, text messaging, phone calls. So when we talk about rich media, it's more complex and high quality and visually enriching. So this is all about for today about the lean and rich media and end up of this of this session. So till time, thank you for listening to this lecture and namaste to all.